Assalamualaikum. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Danish Ali and this video about transgender history. Webinar structure, lecture, discussion about topic, interactive activity, final word from participants, assignment related time at end, not recorded. Next week class presentations, July 17 presentations, invite your friends and family. This is a safe space. Remember difference between teaching LGBT history, advocating a lifestyle, promoting a religion. Note: teachers have taught about Puritanism or Muslim for years in history courses, but we don't promote it. Quick review. Intro. Discussed US history time periods and LGBT history. Social movements. Discussed how the LGBT rights movement fits with all other social rights movements in history, e.g., civil rights, Latinx rights, Me Too, etc. Harlem Renaissance 1920 increased LGBT rights, while the Lavender Scare 1950 decreased LGBT rights. Laws and amendments increase LGBT rights. 14th Amendment in 1951 v. Olison 2003. Lawrence vs. Kansas 2008. Scottier vs. Billington. Some key historical statements and questions. Evidence indicates that if some person was alive today, would he, she, they identify as gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender? If were alive today, would she have identified as? Question to discuss. In talking about LGBT people in the past, such as Langston Hughes, Jane Addams, Charlie Parkhurst, or Zora Neale Hurston, how would you characterize or discuss their gender and or sexual orientation when you teach lessons about them in your classroom? A little info about gender. History has largely been told as a gender binary, male and female, and male female is based on anatomy, culture, textbooks, and advertising. Students may need some background info about gender prior to talking about transgender history. Thinking about culture and history. What other examples are there of the gender binary? What perpetuates this belief in our schools? Boy, girl, toys, pink and blue, cells in stories, bathrooms, family chores, outside man, inside woman, young adult books, strong female character, science marketing to girls, female protagonist in books and photos, portrayal in movies, slut shaming of girls, active sports, boy, secondary girl, clothing, height, taller, bigger is masculine, petite, more feminine, emotions, woman, more attachment, affection versus man, stoic and aloof in relationships, dress code, enforcement, girls versus boys, seem more infraction for girls. Transgender vocabulary. Assigned gender. The gender a baby is given upon birth, usually based on the child's birth sex. Gender identity. How we feel about our gender in our hearts and minds. Gender expression, gender presentation. How we show our gender to the world through external choices, dress, behavior, hairstyle. Cisgender describes a person whose birth sex and gender identity align. Transgender, no transgendered, describes anyone whose gender identity and birth sex do not align. G- Genderqueer or gender non conforming broad term many people use to indicate a person does not identify as either male or female. A little history. LGBTQ terms and years generally used: lesbian 1732, G gay 1955, B bisexual 1960, T transgender 1990, queer questioning 1894 to 1990. Stryker, Transgender History Book and Waves of Feminism. It in 1800 early 19 first wave is equal to dress reform 1960, second wave is equal to reproductive rights, equal pay etc. In 1990 third wave sex positive and equal rights, interactionalism, trans inclusive. Transgender rights history, a separate academic era, part of LGBT but also its own social movement, some issues similar, some different. Yearly Trans Studies Conference, Transgender Studies Quarterly TSQ. Editor Susan Stryker, Transgender Studies Major U of Arizona. What are the elements of social movement? Organizing group. Stages of social movements: emerge, colleagues, boisterous ties, success, failure, cooperation, repression, go mainstream, decline. A few trans leaders: Sylvia Rivera, Stonewall activities 1969 and 1970. Marsha P. Johnson, Stonewall activist 1969 to 1970. Susan Stryker, historian 1990 and beyond. Bill Thom, Lambda Legal 1972, had to take the development of this organization to court in NY. Dallas Jenny Chrysalis publication. Sandy Stone, professor and activist, wrote The Empire Strikes Back, a post-textual manifesto. I hope you would like this video. Thanks for watching this video. Allah Hafiz.